Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about states, manifesting with states, what they are, how to use them, and of course, how to use them to manifest, basically. So yeah, we're really going to dive deep in the topic because this is really what we're doing, no matter what technique that we're using, is getting ourselves into another state. And the state is what is projecting out and crystallizing as our reality. So it's also something that you can do very easily and quickly too, when you need to manifest something very quickly or whatever. Even if you have been struggling with manifesting something, I feel like this video is going to answer a lot of your questions. So yeah, that's what we'll be talking about. But I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. On this channel, I help teach you about manifestation, reality creation, and my intention is to help you to recognize your God self through the realization of your greatest desires. So if you're interested in that, then definitely be a part of the community, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am enrolling for coaching for 2025. I have 2 coaching groups that I will be doing. One of them is a 30-day manifest anything. This is for all of you guys that just have like a specific desire that you're working on, and if you would like my help, that is the group for you. I have my 3-month program, which is the Blissful Effortless Life, and this one is really about creating and maintaining a state, the God state, and bringing in multiple desires and advancing in manifestation. And it's more for people who are either already advanced or looking to advance in manifestation. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend the 30-day manifest anything to be done before you get to the Blissful Effortless Life. And I also do have one-on-one spots open. I have 1 and 3-month packages for that, and I have a few spots left, so you guys can email me if you're interested in that. But yes, other than that, let's get started in the video. So let's talk about what is a state in the first place, right? So a state is like a state of mind, basically. It's not, now a state is a little bit different from your self-concept, but I would say the state that you dwell most of the time dominantly in is indicative of your self-concept. But what happens, and where a lot of people find that, oh, I'm getting my manifestation and I'm losing it, is that they have maybe gotten themselves into a state, but their self-concept hasn't changed. But that's okay. Because like I said in the beginning, if you are needing something, you may not want to, or you may not just have the time to change your whole self-concept. If you just need to get something, if you need money about tomorrow, then it's not, you're not going to change your self-concept. I mean, you can, but you could just get into a state to get what you want. All right. But I'm really going to be actually talking about creating a really blissful life with this. Because as this morning, I was just really reflecting on my 2024, and I had so many huge manifestations, you guys. I was literally just bawling in tears of happiness and gratitude at the life that I created for myself this year, and all of the things that I was able to do for myself, for my family, for my friends. Was just incredible. And it really did come from a shift in my state, and practicing that shift in my state helped me to shift my self-concept into a type of person, just being the kind of person that lives an amazing, incredible life. So we're going to talk about that more in a minute, but let's start with the basics of how do you use states to manifest. Okay. So when you're manifesting and using the law of assumption, your first task is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled. Now, what is the state of mind? What is the state of being, right? What is your emotional state, right? So let's take something like manifesting a job, right? What is the state of the wish fulfilled? like you can embody that state of being wonderfully, incredibly, gainfully employed, right? Versus the state of unemployment. So let me just break this down because this is going to make a lot of sense to you guys. Let's think about the state of unemployment. This is going to really show you guys why people have trouble with manifesting, okay? If you're in the state of being unemployed, most of the time you are trying your damnedest to get out of that state, right? So you might be in the state of unemployed, and I'm unemployed, and you are maybe putting in tons of applications every day, right? And you are stressed and worried, about bills or about how you're going to make payments and things like that, right? You're feeling maybe in a state of rejection that, you're not getting called for interviews, or you are, but you're not getting the job. All of those things, the state of mind is like, I'm a failure. Things aren't working out. I'm worried. The state of being is one of fear, right? Anxiety, right? The emotional state is like discouragement, sadness, right? All of those things make up your state, okay? Now, let's think about the state of being employed, right? So the state of being employed, there's a sense of security, right? There's a sense of, I know every week or every 2 weeks, my paycheck is coming and I know what it's going to be, right? There's, in that security, it's a state of like safety, right? I'm good. I'm okay. My bills are going to be paid. I have enough to do this. I have enough to do even more than that if I'd like, that kind of state. Maybe if it's something that, if you're manifesting a job that you really love or something that you're very passionate about, well, you'd probably be a little bit excited as well. You might be thrilled to start and be able to do this job that you want to do. However, right? So think about the differences between those states. Now, I want you to think about how most people approach manifesting. Most people approach manifesting from, I'm in the state of being unemployed. This is what my truth is. And I have to do something to get from the state of being unemployed to the state of being employed, right? And I'm trying to do all that I can. I'm applying, I'm affirming, I'm doing techniques all day, every day, and I'm still unemployed, right? Because your awareness all the time is I am unemployed. So even when you're doing all of the things, the state that you're doing it from is I'm unemployed, right? Now, let's talk about someone who's gainfully employed, right? Let's talk about someone who comes into the state of being gainfully employed before they even have the job offer, right? So this person is feeling a sense of relief, right? Even though nothing has happened, they are assuming that it has. They're assuming that now I have the job that I want. I'm doing the job that I wanted to do. This is my truth now, right? This is my truth now. I have the job. This is the law of assumption, you guys, okay? I have the job now. And what would I feel? What would I think? What would I say? What would I do if that were true? Since that's true, right? Now, doing sat scenes, doing affirming, right? I just spoke about this in the live that I did. But all of those things are things to practice switching your state. The sat scene is assisting you in practicing getting into a state of having what you want. Now, you're not even always consciously aware that you're in that state, right? But that's what the sat scene is doing. The same thing with affirming. Affirming is getting you to rehearse the state, right? And suggest it to yourself and suggest it to yourself and suggest it to yourself that this is what's true for me now. So once again, sometimes you do have the feeling of, you know what? I've been doing this technique so long, I really feel like it's done. And sometimes you don't, right? Sometimes you don't have the feeling, but either way, you are getting into the state. So you guys can see how when you're in the state of not having what you want and where is it and how is it going to come and why is it taking so long and I don't really get this and am I doing it right? You can see how all of that is nothing like the state of the wish fulfilled, right? The state of the wish fulfilled is like, oh, wow, it's a relief. It's like, oh my God, it's like ease. It's like awe, right? So let's talk a little bit deeper about the state now. And this is where my blissful, effortless life was born from, because this is the thing about manifesting things, you guys, is that what we're thinking is, I can manifest this thing, and this thing is going to give me a feeling, a self-concept, a state of being that I want to experience that I don't have now, right? And so what happens is, you may, chase this one thing down for however long, and then you get it, but within a few days, you find yourself going back to the regular state, the dominant state that you dwell in, right? So now manifesting things is amazing, right? It's fun. It's incredible. It's, in my opinion, like I said in the beginning, it's necessary. It's necessary for you to manifest things, multiple things, I think, and to see for yourself that this is not the key to my happiness, right? This is not the key to my happiness. Getting this thing is not the key to my happiness, right? Now, I want us all to really think right now, what do you really want? Because right now you might think, I just want this guy to text me. I just want a relationship. I just want this money. I just want this job. I just want this health condition, right? But when you get those things, no doubtedly you will. And when you get those things, they will be nice, right? It will be nice, but you will not shortly after be looking at what's next, right? Or not long after, looking at what's next. What do I want now, right? That is just the tendency of being human, is that we're here to expand. We're here to expand. If we were satisfied with whatever we had, there would be no need for us to expand, right? So there's nothing wrong with that, but it can create a problem-solving state. And this is what I find in the manifestation community, that many people are living their lives in the state of problem solving, okay? Now, this is a very muggle thing to do. And I mean, that's all muggle life is solving problems, right? When we come into manifestation, we realize like, wow, I can create anything, I can do anything. And we're like, well, what do I need to do? Solve all these problems in my life, right? But what that does is make you aware of the problem, right? And some of us stay there. Of course, you want to become aware of whatever the problem is, the desire is, whatever it is, you do want to become aware of it so that you can choose again. But a lot of people stay right there in, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, and why isn't it wrong? Even when you're waking up every day and spending your precious magical energy on, what do I have to do? Why is this wrong? When's this going to change? What am I doing wrong? Am I even doing this right? What else do I need to change about myself? What do I need to change about my 3D? Why is this person taking so long? Why is that is literally like the state that most people are thinking, what am I going to do if this money doesn't come? Right? How much longer is it going to be before my manifestation happens? Am I ever going to be happy? Right? And that's not even counting all the things that we're thinking about from the past, right? So the thing is, you guys, is that think about it this, okay? Let's take Sue, okay? Sue is manifesting a house, a man, and some money, right? And Sue is, let's say she manifests all of these things in a year, right? Let's say she manifests her house, February, July, she gets her money. November, December, she gets her man, okay? And all those things are great. But what was Sue's like in between all of those desires, right? And this is where we find in the law of assumption, where I've recently realized is where we're wasting our magic, basically. Because basically Sue had 3 moments of getting what she wanted, of, oh wow, the manifestation happened, right? 3 moments in her year. But what was her state beyond those 3 moments? For a lot of people, you guys, it's frustration, it's anger, it's resisting the 3D, it's not enjoying your life, it's waiting on something to happen so that you can enjoy your life. And so your life's passing you by while you're holding off on your happiness and holding off on your bliss and your joy for a thing. Now, here's the kicker, right? Is that in everything that she wants, that is literally what she's reaching for, okay? In having the house, she feels like she would be happier having that home. and having the man and the money, she feels like she would be happier having that man and having that money. Okay, so this is the thing, you guys, is that we are deferring the happiness and waiting on a thing in 3D to give us an excuse or give us a reason to be happy, right? And so what we're doing, you guys, is basically creating from struggle, from lack, from scarcity, from fear, from doubt, from frustration. You're creating from that. And that's what the majority of your days and your life and your years are made up of, is struggling and trying and efforting to get what you want. And I want you guys to just think really quick about that. The state of struggling and trying and this versus the state of having and enjoying and being in bliss and receiving. The state of really having, when your manifestation happens, that feeling of, whoa, oh my gosh, that feeling of, oh, that's so amazing, that's so awesome, I'm so grateful, is vastly different from, what do I got to do? Where do I got to do it? What did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? How is this not happening? Da 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 da. You guys can see and feel the difference between those two states, okay? But even as manifestors, we bring along into this magical community and this magical mindset the idea of work. Everything's work. Everything costs me something, right? It's going to take me months to manifest this thing. It's going to take me months of saturating my mind to manifest this thing, right? But here's the invitation, right? Is to create from a state, practice the state of bliss and ease and joy, right? Bliss, ease, and positive expectation. This is the state that I created in myself that created all of those things for me that I was talking about. Well, I didn't talk about them in the video. I made a post about it, but creating all of my, like 10,000 subscribers in like a month, creating multiple 5-figure months in my business for the first time ever, creating the most incredible and loving relationship with the love of my life, creating massive, miraculous results with my clients and my viewers, right? Creating and reaching this higher state of consciousness where I feel like I understand and accept myself as God more than ever before. All of those things, you guys, came from me practicing a state. And when you hear all those things, you may think, I don't know how to get into the state of having money when I've never had it. I don't know how to get in the state of having love when I've never had it. You don't really need to know, you don't have to, right? Which, number one, you do, right? Just ask yourself, what if it were true, right? Be imaginative. What if it were true? Because it's different for everybody. But one thing I will say that all of these things have in common, I was talking with my friend last night, and she was saying, all of these things, all of these states, the state of being in love, the state of, and being happily in love in a relationship, the state of health, the state of money, the state of luck, right? She was saying they all have the same texture. They all have the same feeling. And it's the feeling of security. It's the feeling of safety. It's the absence of fear. Okay. So when you're in bad health, you're fearful. When you're lacking money, you're fearful. When you're in a relationship that's tumultuous, you're fearful. Okay. So that's something that you can kind of pick out and release, really, right? You don't even have to, you are trading the fear for trust. You're trading anxiety for trust. Okay. You're releasing the fear that's in your body. You're releasing the fearful thoughts out of your mind, and you're actually allowing your true state, which is the God state, who you really are, you're allowing that to express, because it's automatic when it's not covered in fear. So actually coming into and practicing the state of bliss and ease not only creates an incredible life for you, but you get all of your manifestations that much quicker and easier, because that is pretty much the state of all the things that you want. They all come down to like one or two feelings, you guys. And so practicing that, and because as a person, we are practiced in the state of fear, in the state of anxiety, in the state of chaos. Something bad's happening, right? It's like the opposite of Neville. Something wonderful is happening right now. It's always something bad's happening right now. Something bad is on its way, on the horizon, right? And so we live from that fear and that anxiety, and we're constantly, even with manifestation, trying to combat that fear. But so we're spending all of our time and our energy in combative mode, in fighting, in scarcity, in survival. I have to destroy this thing. I have to destroy this person. I have to destroy myself, right? Everything's wrong. I have to fix it. But once again, the state of bliss and ease is really a state of, I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do. I don't have to do anything. I'm just receiving. I'm just having. And think about, if that's your state all the time, you guys, of I'm just receiving, I'm just having, you're literally perpetually receiving. You're always manifesting, not only just whatever, but all the things that you want easily, effortlessly. They're coming into your life. Okay? So it really is practicing, in my opinion, that's what I would suggest you guys. Practice the feeling of there's no problem. There's no problem. All my problems are solved in a wonderful way, right? And start practicing that. When you hear your mind tell you, oh, but what about this? Remember in that moment that you are consciously aware that there is an issue. There's a problem to fix. And that's what's keeping it alive, okay? So I'm intending that helps you guys. If you guys would like to join my 30-day Manifest Anything, hit me up and email me. There's more details about that in the description as well. And my Blissful Effortless Life, if you guys want to create and maintain a state of bliss and allow multiple wonderful manifestations to come into your life, then email me as well. Early bird pricing is ending in a couple of days for both of those, you guys. So now is the time. My one-on-one does have a few spots left as well, so you guys can email me for that as well. But other than that, I am intending that this prospers you all immensely. I'm absolutely sure that it will, and it has, and I will see you guys in another video soon.